The story starts in the city of Valencia. Heavy rain was falling so hard that the streets were filled with water. All vehicles stopped moving. People got stuck in the middle of the roads. The radio was announcing that a big storm was coming. The government told everyone to stay where they were for safety. In one of the cars, the manager of Valencia Bank was sitting. She called a man named Tonio and asked if her name was on the list of people losing their jobs. Tonio replied that no such news had come yet. Sandra, the manager, told him that even if her name was there, he must not tell anyone. Then she got out of her car and reached the bank. She asked the staff if the bank alarm was turned on. A worker named Mahino said that due to bad weather and traffic, not all workers had arrived yet. He hoped everyone would be there by noon and work would start. At that moment, another worker noticed that Sandra looked worried. Mahino told him that her name was also on the list of people being fired. Sandra quickly went to her office and called Tonio again. Then she found out that her name was really on the list. That meant she was going to lose her job. She became very sad. Suddenly, some armed men attacked the bank. Some of them were wearing bomb jackets. They scared all the workers with guns. Meanwhile, Sandra was talking to her relative, Joaquin, in her office. She asked Joaquin to help her save her job. But Joaquin clearly refused and said he could not help. At that moment, a robber named Kelko and his partner Jake entered her office. They tied her hands and feet and locked her up. Then they started trying to open the bank's safe to steal all the money. At the same time, they began digging a tunnel under the ground to take the money outside. The gang's leader, Europeo, was controlling all the workers in the bank so that no one outside would know a robbery was happening. But suddenly he realized someone had pressed the alarm. Europeo became very angry. He beat the person who pressed the alarm. Then he threatened to blow up the whole bank with a bomb. A woman requested him not to do that because her son was waiting alone at home. Europeo told her to call her son and gave her 5 minutes. He also gave the prisoners 1.5 minutes to talk to their families. In truth, Europeo only wanted to scare them. He did not plan to hurt anyone. On the other side, the police got a signal from the alarm. They guessed that robbers had entered the bank. A police officer called the bank number. One of the gang members picked up the phone. He said if the police tried to stop them, they would kill all the prisoners. The robbers asked the police for a car and a plane in exchange for the hostages. But Detective Domenico said he could not make a decision alone. He would have to ask his senior officers for permission. Later, Gallego told his leader that the escape path was now filled with water because of the heavy rain. They decided to wait for 30 minutes so the water flow could slow down. During that time, Sandra told Gallego that she was losing her job. Gallego advised her to rob the bank's treasure vault. He said that there was a secret inside the vault which could change their fate if it came out. But Sandra gave him a condition. She said she would only tell about the vault if Gallego gave her a part of the money. On the other side, we saw a man named Jones who was lying in a coma at the hospital. His wife Maria was with him. At that moment she saw the news of the bank robbery on TV. She became very worried and immediately called Detective Julio to ask if the news was true. Julio said that he had not received any such news yet. Maria told him that her husband Jones had a secret vault in that bank. If anyone opened that vault, Jones would be in trouble. Julio calmly said that he would check this matter himself. Then he called Officer Franco and told him everything that Maria had shared. Friends, if you are watching this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Julio said that he didn't know what was in the vault, but it was very important. After that, we saw Sandra showing Gallego a video. In that video, Jones was putting something in the bank's safety deposit box. He was also holding a hard disk. Sandra told that some years ago, a detective had exposed Jones's corruption. After that, Jones faced big trouble. He was becoming very unpopular across the country. Then Jones collected all proof of his corruption and also the names of government people who were involved with him. He saved everything in that hard disk and kept it in the vault. Gallego gave Sandra some stolen diamonds in return for the vault number. Then Sandra told him that the vault number was 314. Meanwhile, Europeo called Detective Domenico and asked him to send food to the bank. Europeo also said that nothing should be mixed in the food because the prisoners would eat first and then he would eat. After some time, Kelko saw that water was rising in the tunnel. He quickly told his team to finish the work fast and escape. On the other side, the police had surrounded the bank from every side. The robbers made some bank workers wear bomb jackets and said that if they moved, the bombs would explode. Then Gallego reached the place where the safety deposit boxes were kept. He told his partner that Jones's box number was 314. His partner became doubtful. He thought maybe Gallego was lying because he came to steal only one box. He was about to tell everyone that Gallego had another reason to come here. But Gallego explained that Sandra gave him this information. Still, Paquiza said that they must go to the tunnel before it fills with water. All the people went down into the tunnel with bags full of stolen items. At last, one man used a strong rope to pull a table over the tunnel hole and close it. One person from the group went alone to the end of the tunnel to check if they could escape. But after some time he started breathing heavily and came back. He said the water was flowing very fast. In the end they all decided to go back to the bank. They pushed the table with full strength and then went inside the bank. At the same time the police were also ready to enter the bank. Domenico called the Arab brothers and told them that their food had arrived outside and now the bank door would be opened. One man went to open the door. As soon as the door opened, the police suddenly received an order to stop the mission. Because of this the police moved back. Actually, some government officers who were working with Jules had gathered at one place and were thinking about how to get out of this problem. Then the truth came out that one of those officers had told Rico to steal Jones's hard disk from the bank. He did this to save himself. At that time, Fran and his team became very angry because the officer made such a big decision without asking anyone. Now they decided to take help from another detective named Paolo because they trusted him. They gave this job to Detective Paolo that he must take the hard disk from the gang and bring it to Fran. On the other side, the gang thought that as long as they had Jones's box, they were safe. They could also scare the officers using that box. When Rico found out that Gallego got the box number from Sandra, he understood that Gallego must have given something valuable to Sandra in return. He left in anger and started banging on the bathroom door where Sandra was hiding. Rico became so angry that he attacked her and asked what she got in exchange for the box number. Soon, Gallego also came there and they started fighting. Actually, Gallego was upset because Rico kept such an important thing a secret from everyone. When Rico went into the bathroom he found a bag full of diamonds but the bag was empty. This made him even angrier because now he realized that Gallego gave Sandra diamonds instead of money. He told the rest of the gang that Sandra had swallowed the diamonds so no one could take them. Now we see a man named Logo trying to take out files from the hard disk. But there was a system in front of him that had a puzzle. As soon as he made a mistake, all the data from the hard disk was deleted automatically. He tried hard to bring the data back but failed. After some time Detective Paolo started working on the case. He called the bank and Rico answered the phone. Now the police had surrounded the bank from all sides. Rico was very angry because it was now hard for them to escape from the bank. Paolo said that now he will handle the case himself. He said he wanted to meet Rico because Rico was the leader of the gang. But Rico refused because he was afraid that the police might shoot him. When Paolo promised that no one would fire a bullet, Rico agreed. Then he came outside the bank to meet Paolo. Paolo said that he would help him to escape from there. But for that, Rico had to follow all of Paolo's instructions. When Rico went back into the bank and told this to his gang, his friends started doubting that this could be a police trick. Then Rico said that according to Paolo's plan, they would all go to the 4th floor of the next building. From there, they would enter an apartment through a window. In that flat they found police uniforms. They wore them and quickly ran away. Then people told Rico that because of his mistake, the whole hard drive data was erased. After hearing this, Rico got very angry and hit his teammates. At the same time, Kelgo arrived and tried to calm Rico. But when he found out the truth he also attacked his friends. Now everyone realized that their last chance to escape was gone. Then they all quietly moved to the next building of the bank as per Paolo's plan. There, a man from Paolo's team was already waiting. They all put on police uniforms. Suddenly, Kelgo hit Paolo's man on the head and made him unconscious. They ran away without telling Paolo so that no one would know their hard drive was empty. Then they took Sandra and reached the door of the building. There they met a police guard. Before letting them go, the guards asked to show ID cards. When the guards asked about Sandra, Kelgo said they found her on the 5th floor. The police got suspicious and stopped them. At that moment, Rico and his gang pointed their guns at the police. The police also took out their guns. A big fight started between both sides. During the shooting, Sandra got shot in her arm. Kelgo and Ricoo carried her to a safe corner. They were very worried for Sandra. They decided to leave her behind so she could survive. Ricoo told Sandra to stop the police as much as she could. He said goodbye to her and left with Kelgo. Later, Ricoo called Paulo. Paulo said now Ricoo must face the result of his actions. He told Ricoo to surrender to the police. But Ricoo refused and said if they did not get a car in 30 minutes, he would kill one prisoner every 15 minutes. After the call, Paulo spoke to the officers and asked them to handle this matter wisely. They knew the gang was very dangerous and had never failed before. He said they must save the prisoners and bring the gang out of the bank. On the other side, Ricoo and his team sat in the safety room. They said sorry to each other for everything. They shared life stories and then started to laugh. Meanwhile, one gang member fell in love with a girl prisoner. He forgot his mission and did the wrong thing. He took the girl to a lonely place. He gave her a lot of stolen money and said she could pay her loan with it. He told her he took the money from the locker which held common people's cash. At last, the girl hid the money in her clothes and left the room. Now, Ricoo and his teammates felt that everything was going against their plan. So, Ricoo thought of a new plan. He called Paulo and said he wanted to talk to a high government officer. When Paulo asked why, Ricoo did not answer. Instead, he threatened that if his demand was not met, he would not kill the prisoner. Instead, he would show all the information from Jones's hard drive to the world. Hearing this, Paulo got very scared because he was also one of the police officers involved in Jones's illegal work. Now the police officer told Fran to talk to the gang himself. Fran had no other choice, so he agreed. When he met Ricoo and Kelgo, he promised to reduce their punishment in exchange for the hard drive. They said they wanted to leave the country with their stolen money. They did not want to go to jail. They lied that they had seen videos of Fran and his team on the hard drive. Ricoo quickly told to bring a car so they could leave the bank. Meanwhile, Sandra was getting treatment in the hospital. During this time, Varen's secretary came to meet her and asked questions about the gang. Sandra gave some names of criminals. She also said these people did not trust each other. So, causing fights between them was not hard. On the other hand, Fran called Ricoo and said he wanted to see the hard drive videos. But when Ricoo refused, Fran got suspicious that he was lying. Fran said he thought Ricoo did not have any videos. He told his senior officer about the whole matter. Then they decided to enter the bank and catch the gang. The police broke the bank's door and immediately arrested all the prisoners and put them on a bus. But then they found out the gang had worn the prisoners' clothes. By the time the police knew the truth, the gang had already escaped with the goods through the tunnel. Because now the rain had stopped and the water flow was less. In the end, the whole gang left the country safely and started a new life. If you liked the story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, see you in the next video.